And welcome to Profit Fundamentals here on NDTV Profit this Wednesday morning. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll take stock of what's happening in the markets, and we'll also go beyond the immediate market metrics and talk about the fundamentals of this economy, fundamentals, reasons which are triggering the reaction that we're seeing across commodity markets and currencies this morning. We'll check in on the markets and see how they're faring in trade this Wednesday morning. Nothing much really happening out there. Absolutely lackluster sort of trade. Flat indices, both the benchmark Sensex and Nifty right now trading flat. So you have the Sensex right now up just 0.3% at 16,208. There has been a slight recovery attempt in the last couple of minutes. Thereby you have 44 points gained on the Sensex. The Nifty is right now trading up similar sort of 0.3%, 0.25%, 4,862. But since the morning's trade, it has been rather, range bound, if one can call it that. The Nifty is hovering between 4,841 and 4,861. Look at the broader markets, nothing much happening out there again, but then you have the mid-cap stock seeing a little bit more of interest from traders than you are seeing in the frontline indices. The CNX mid-cap index right now is up 1%. The breadth of the market is strong. 76% of the stocks are on the BSE 500 index. They are gaining right now. Where is the positivity coming from? Definitely from the real estate space. The CNX realty index is up 1.75% in an absolutely otherwise flat market. So the realty counters are gaining a bit of a foothold in today's market. Banks are doing strong as well. Bank Nifty is trading up 0.75% gained on the PSU banking index. Where is the drag coming in from? Pharma counters are looking weak, 0.4% off at the index level as far as pharma counters go. Looking also weak today are FMCG counters, with the FMCG index right now trading in the negative territory, but just about 0.15% off on that one. So what is going on with this market? We've been talking to a lot of people since this year began, and we're trying to get a sense of how 2012 is going to be in terms of the market moves. We've been speaking to, of course, a lot of expert voices. Today, we're getting to you the perspective coming in from Louis Yamada, who's who's the managing director of Louis Yamada Technical Research Advisors, and Jyoti Vardhan Jaipuria, who's head of research, Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Here are their views.
I would say these markets have been more or less in a slow erosion, and India markets did break a 2-year support level when the Nifty went to 4720. So 4700 is a very important level for the Nifty, defining this now would be 3-year support if it went below it.
Hopefully 2012 will be better than that, though I think it will be a year of two halves, where the first half is really going to be a market which is going to go down, and hopefully the second half is a much better part for the market.
From the markets to the commodity space, and a quick check of oil prices will show you that oil prices are declining. And what are the reasons? One is that investors are basically betting that Europe may enter into a recession, and two, talks to agree on an Iranian oil export embargo that may stall. Crude for February delivery, it's around $101 per barrel right now. Brent oil for February settlement, it's right now off about 0.3%. Trading at $112 a barrel in London. Oil also fell after the American Petroleum Institute said that U.S. crude stockpiles, they gained about 400,000 barrels last week. But then oil markets are now basically waiting for the Energy Department report later today on crude inventories. Commodities to currencies then. What's happening in the forex markets across the world? The rupee first. It's recouped. After opening a little weak, and then it strengthened on hopes that the government's decision to liberalize single brand retail sector, it's going to boost dollar inflows into the country. The Indian currency rose marginally by about 3 paise to 51.672 the dollar in early trade on the interbank foreign exchange on increased foreign capital inflows and also euro's gains against the American currency overseas. The euro meanwhile has dropped versus the dollar and also versus the yen before a report that may signal that Europe's sovereign debt crisis is hurting the region's prospects for economic growth, and also the 17-nation currency. If you look at it this Wednesday morning, it's actually slid against most of its major peers before Spain and Italy sell securities this week. But what's really happening? Let's try and understand the moves in the forex market this morning. Joining in for a quick chat is Sean Callow, senior currency strategist with Westpac Institutional Bank. He's joining in from Sydney. Sean, welcome to the show. Good morning. You know, most analysts we speak to, they say that Europe is deteriorating this year with the economy moving formally into a recession. A look ahead into the euro is what we are looking for from you, Sean.
Yes, well, you'll certainly struggle to find people who are very bullish euro, I think, at this point, given the huge hurdle facing Europe, not just the economy, which we think will contract by 1% across the Eurozone on average this year, which is at the low end of expectations and is deeper than, I think, the ECB's suggestions of a mild recession. So I think there is some scope for disappointment there.
So then, Sean, what are those one or two important events that the euro is going to keep a track of in terms of its own trading moves? Are we likely to see something significant coming out of that debt sales from Spain?
Look, I think the keys to watch today's a little bit of a quieter today, bit of selling in the euro, but mostly it's that Thursday when we get in the morning it's the bond auctions, and then around lunchtime Europe time we get the ECB meetings.
Sean, do you have a take on the Indian currency? Today it's trading at a 1-month high versus the dollar. Do you think that perhaps the government's decision to open up the retail space, single brand retail space to 100% FDI, that's going to boost dollar inflows into the country?
Well, it's certainly been well received. I don't think there's any doubt that the foreign investors would like to see the retail liberalisation go much broader than that, not just single names. But single product names, but yes, it is a positive, and we do think that the rupee, which is actually the best performing of the Asian currencies so far this year, that it's becoming more attractive to foreign investors at the moment.
Okay. Today it's at 51.67, round about that mark. Sean, thanks very much for joining in and giving us your perspective on the commodity, the currency front, and what's happening with the dollar, the euro, and the Indian currency.